Hello, you absolute legends. I have been dating a woman, Molly, for the last couple of months, and she's someone that I met on the street. I literally saw her on my street walking past me. I stopped her, I told her that she was pretty, asked if she was single, and the rest is history. And I know for a lot of you guys, you have all these fears about going out there and talking to women, hitting on them, stopping them, saying hi. You don't want to be a burden. You don't want to bother them. You're worried that they might reject you. You have all of this sort of stuff. And so I asked her a series of questions about what it was like to be hit on by me, if she gets hit on very often, how she felt, if she remembers what we talked about, all of that sort of stuff. Here are some of her answers. So I said, what does it feel like, or what did it feel like to be approached by me? And she said, it felt really genuinely nice. Your energy was so gentle and kind. It didn't feel like I was being hit on. It felt like I was just having a conversation with a new friend. This is why I say to all of you guys, you're not approaching or hitting on. I know we use those words because then you'll click on this video. If I call it, I approached a girl, you'll click on it. But really, all you're doing is going up and saying hi to your fellow human beings. I know that women can seem scary because they're pretty and you haven't talked to many of them and all of that. Guess what? A lot of women are very scared of guys for the same reason, just because they haven't talked to a lot of them. But you're just saying hello to your fellow human beings. You're just saying hi. And that takes a lot of the pressure off yourself. Instead of saying, there's a cute girl, fuck, I gotta go hit on her. How do I approach her? Ah, fuck, how do I do this? You're like, fuck it, I'll just go say hi. And you can literally just use that when you go outside. You just say, fuck it, I'm gonna go say hi. You take a deep breath, let out a sigh. Fuck it, I'll go say hi. And you just go say hi. So she goes on to say, I didn't feel like you were trying to get something from me, just that you wanted to get to know me. I liked how you weren't trying to be cool. You were genuine. I got a feel for who you were very quickly, and I liked how you made me laugh. Yeah, this is more of what I tell you guys. You don't have to go up and impress women. You don't have to try and be cool. Just be your normal self. I literally told her several times when I first hit on her, I'm nervous right now. I'm a little bit awkward right now. I'm nervous, but like, fuck it. I wanted to say hi. You're really pretty. Are you single? That's it. I didn't have any cool, smooth lines. I just told her what was in my heart. I think you're pretty. I think you have a nice smile. Are you single? That's it. And when she says I wasn't trying to, or it didn't feel like I was trying to get something from me, this is what I say to all of you all the time, isn't it? Go out there and try and give to other people, particularly people that you're hitting on. Try and give them a compliment, make them feel good, give them something. The more value you have to give, the more people will want to be around you. Do you get approached much? And for full context, she isn't really someone that goes out clubbing. She is ridiculously pretty, but she's sort of a bit more of a homebody. So she spends a lot of her time at home. She doesn't really have like a big, massive social life. Like she's not out meeting friends and clubbing and going to bars and all of that sort of stuff. So do you get approached much? Not at all regularly, probably no more than 10 to 12 times in my life. And a big part of this context is she is somewhat intimidating in her looks, as in she's very fucking hot. And when she walked past me on the street, my first thought was she doesn't look very approachable. She had her headphones in, big, over the ear headphones. She looked very intimidating, very like hot girl type walk, which is funny because when I started talking to her, she just turned into a giggly little girl and she melted. But I told her afterwards, I was like, you were actually a little bit of a challenge to approach because you looked unapproachable. And she's like, fuck, I get that all the time. People tell me that I have like a resting bitch face or that I'm scary or whatever. And I don't mean to be like that. She's super submissive. She's super shy. She's super adorable. She just gives off vibes of like, I'm unapproachable. So she's been hit on probably 10 to 12 times in her life, which, as I say to a lot of you, sometimes the really fucking hot, intimidating girls are the ones that don't get hit on that often because most guys are scared. Or guys might talk to her, but it's in a very indirect way. Like, hey, do you know where the train station is? Like, they're not just walking up and saying, you're fucking hot. And especially if it's a girl who doesn't go out at night, like doesn't go out clubbing, she likes to stay at home and watch TV and read books. And she's very like, I don't want to say nerdy, but like introverted and all of that. Yeah, she's probably not getting hit on that much. And so when you see that girl on the street, when you see the hot girl or the cute girl or whatever on the street, go and say hi. She might not get hit on that often. And even if she does, that doesn't matter. Like, go and fucking say hi. She might be into you. If you don't shoot your shot, you're never going to fucking win. And then so I go on to ask her a couple more questions. I said, the 10 to 12 guys that approached you, like in your life, What were they like? Was it like direct, like you're pretty, or was it something else? And she said, most were very creepy. Ha ha ha. And I said, can you explain what creepy means? Because girls will often say the word creepy and like, what the fuck does creepy mean, right? It's such a vague term. So she said, I just felt it in the energy. I was being approached like an object, like a doll, not a person with a soul. You can feel it when someone is talking to you just because they want to fuck you. So this is why I say go up and just talk to them like a human being. It's just a person. You can tell them that you find them sexy. You can say you're fucking hot, but then you just have a normal conversation. Like, what are you doing today? What's up? Like, when you approach someone, you are literally just talking to a person. Like, stop thinking of it as like, I have to use my fucking game on this girl. Like, that's literally treating her like a fucking weird object. You're making it weird. You're making it weird for yourself and you're making it weird for her. You're putting all this pressure on yourself to run game on girls, like as if there's some object that you have to run game on. It's your fellow fucking human being. Just say hi. Tell her she's pretty. Tell her she's hot. Tell her whatever you want to tell her. Ask if she's single. Have a conversation for a couple of minutes and then say, I'd love to take you out. Can I get your phone number? That's it. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. What does it feel like to be approached when it's not that common? She said it can feel scary depending on the energy the person is approaching with. Yeah, and this is something that a lot of guys don't really think about. A lot of you do, but a lot of guys don't think about it. They're just thinking about their own nervousness of them walking up to a woman. And fair enough, you're nervous, you're approaching, you're the one doing most of the work, you're scared. But she is too. You're a fucking stranger. And for most of you men, you're bigger than the women that you're hitting on. And so she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, fuck, what the fuck is happening right now? Am I being hit on? And realizing that can take some of the pressure off you, because then you realize it's more about you being nervous, her being nervous, and you both kind of have a little conversation together and help each other out if she wants to talk to you, obviously. So she goes on to say, as a woman, I can feel threatened to be approached when I'm alone in public. But if the person brings warm, friendly energy, which is just being chill, just have a normal conversation, it's immediately noticed and I can relax into the interaction and let my walls down. I said, did you feel threatened when I approached you? She said, for the first 5 seconds, yeah, like before you opened your mouth. And then we just had a casual, chill conversation and she relaxed a little bit. What has been the experience of our first few dates and getting to know each other, over text, voice messages, meeting in person, having sex, blah, 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 etc. She said, I feel like our mutual honesty really fast-tracked our connection. Yeah, I was ridiculously honest and upfront. She absolutely reciprocated that and was very vulnerable, very open, very honest. Didn't play any games. Why? Because I don't play any fucking games. It felt really easy to talk to you from the very beginning. I think when you're talking to someone who is really honest and open, it gives you permission to do the same, like I said, and everybody benefits. I also felt really respected when you listened to me when I asked to go really slow. Your patience was a turn on. This is something I've talked about a lot. So she hadn't dated for over a year. She'd been through some drama and trauma and stuff with the past couple of guys that she had dated or slept with. And so she hadn't dated anyone for a year. She hadn't had sex in a year. And so she asked me, or she said very early on, I'm scared. Can we go slow? I don't know how many dates I'm going to go on before I'm comfortable having sex. Are you okay with that? Or would you rather just leave? And I was like, I don't mind. Like, we can just cuddle. We can make out. We can kiss. I don't care what we do. Whenever you're ready, we'll have sex. Like, yes, I want to fuck you. I made that really clear, but we can take our time. It's all good. And so as she said, your patience was a turn on. I talk about this all the time. The one thing I think a lot of guys don't think about is that a woman needs to feel safe in order to really let go and have sex. And so a lot of guys are just trying to get sex from her and they're not thinking about or really giving a shit about what she might be feeling or what she's going through. And don't mind read, just ask her, like, are you comfortable with sex? Do you want to have sex? How do you feel? I want to have sex. What do you want? Do you want to wait till the first date? Do you want to wait till the second date, the third date, fourth date? What do you fucking want? And we'll talk about that. And that's all I did here with her. I just said, what do you want? And so the very first time that we met, we had a big date, we talked, we went back to my place and we just made out. We kept our clothes on, we just made out. The second date, we kept our clothes on, but she kind of flashed her boobs to me a little bit for a second and then kept her clothes on. We made out a lot. I touched her over her clothes and that was fun. The third time, I think we stripped down to she kept her panties on and I just played with her over her panties. And then the fourth time we had proper sex. Like, I say proper sex, but you know what I mean, penetration. So yeah, just went slow, like, I don't mind. I don't need to fuck her. And a lot of guys come at this from this energy of like neediness of like, I need to get the lay. I can't miss out. I need to get laid. And it's like, that's like the biggest turn off for a lot of women. Like that desperation, that neediness can make a lot of women close off. So just chill a little bit and you'll end up having sex either that night or the next night or the night after. Like, relax, you're eventually going to get laid. How do I make you feel? She said supported, celebrated, cherished, challenged, understood, accepted, and loved. These are just all the things that we talk about on the channel. So if you just follow the basic shit that we talk about on the channel, just being nice to people, being there for them, giving a lot of value, liking yourself, working on your own self-esteem and your own self-love, you will just be all of those things. But more specifically, what are some ways that I add to your life? And she says, since knowing you, I feel genuinely safer to speak my mind and my honest truth, not only in our relationship, but in my other relationships, so like her business relationships, her friendships, and all of that. I feel more confidence. You bring more joy, more fun, more laughter, more understanding, and more really great, better than my dreams, sex. And so a lot of that is me just being honest first. I'm honest with women. I tell them from the very start what I'm looking for. Like literally when I got her phone number, the very first message I sent was like, hey, it was great meeting you. I'd love to grab a coffee. She was like, yeah, that's good. And I was like, hey, just for full disclosure, I date multiple women at once. I'm non-monogamous. I will always be that. And I'm looking for something that starts off casual. I'm open to something more, but I'm looking for mostly sex at the start. If that suits you, that's amazing. We'll grab a coffee. If that isn't what you're looking for, no hard feelings. Like, you're an amazing person. I hope you find what you're looking for. And she was like, holy crap, thank you for this honesty. Oh my God, yes, that suits me. And I was like, cool. While we're being honest, I'm also into BDSM. So if BDSM or kink is something that you're into, we can explore that. If not, that's not a deal breaker. It's all good. We can just have normal vanilla sex. And again, she was like, holy crap. I thought I got some like dominant vibes from you. Yep, I was kind of fantasizing and hoping you were into that. Yes, please. Holy crap. That's amazing. So from the very start, I was ridiculously honest. And then she could be ridiculously honest back with me. This is why I say, don't play games. Don't try and be this smooth fucking pickup artist with all these like weird tricks and techniques and shit. Just tell the truth, be autistically honest, and then you get that honesty back in return. If you play games with women, then they will play games with you. What are some things you think I do right that other men could emulate in their own dating lives? You listen. You really, really hear me. Yeah, this is why I say don't mind read. Stop trying to guess women's behavior. Like, so much advice on the internet is like trying to predict and guess and analyze women and all of this. Stop that shit. Just fucking ask her. How do you feel? What do you want? What's on your fucking mind? Ask her questions about what it's like to be her. Ask her what it's like to be a woman. Like, ask these questions. The only reason I know anything about women is because I ask. And with every new woman that I meet or that I date, I don't assume, oh, I know how she is because she's a woman and I've been with hundreds of women, so I know it. No, she's a unique human being. So I say, tell me about you, rather than generalizing all women, which is what a lot of fucking motherfuckers do. So she says, you really, really hear me. You listen to my boundaries. You listen to my desires. You listen to my yes, and you listen to my no. You don't try to change my mind on things. You just hear me. This is why I say, you don't have to be pushy and be desperate to get laid. You ask the person, do you want to have sex tonight? If they say no, you say, cool, I respect that. Like, that's all good. Why is it a no? How are you feeling? Like, what do you want then? If you don't want to have sex, what do you want? A no is not a no to everything. If someone says no to sex, that doesn't mean, oh, I got rejected, shut down, give up, get butthurt, run away, cry, get sad. Like, yes, you might have some emotions, but she just said no to sex. You can say, cool, we don't have to have sex. What would you like to do? Do you want to make out for a little bit? Do you want to keep hanging out and talking? Do you want to cuddle? Do you want me to send you home, like walk you to your car? Like, do you want to have sex the next time? Like, what do you want? How are you feeling? What do you want? And then you guys can just talk about it. And that's all I've ever done with this woman. That's all I ever do with any of the women that I date. I just say, what do you want? If they tell me they don't want something, or if they're resisting something, or if they're hesitant about something, I say, cool, you clearly don't want to do this thing. What do you want to do then? We don't have to do this. What do we want to do? Let's figure it out together. And finally, what advice would you give to a guy who wants to start approaching women or approach a woman, but he is super scared, which is a lot of you? She says, bring a humble, warm energy. Be genuinely humble and kind. Women can feel energy before they hear any words that you say. Even humbly saying, I'm scared to do this, Isn't that what I fucking say to you guys all the time? You can just say, I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm afraid, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Basically, what she's saying is don't fucking fake confidence. So many of you are like, what pickup lines can I learn to fake confidence? How do I fake confidence? I can't approach until I'm confident. Fucking stop with the limiting excuses or the limiting beliefs. You do not need to be confident. I told you that I literally said to her 3 or 4 times, I'm nervous right now. I'm a little scared right now. I just say that when I'm nervous. I'm just like, hey, I'm a bit nervous, but like, you're super cute. I wanted to come say hi. Are you single? Like, you can just say that you're nervous. So she says, even some humbly saying, I'm scared to do this, but I wanted to say hi. Being honest about how you are feeling is really endearing and likable, and it's fucking honest. And then you invite her to be honest with you. If you walk up and you're so fucking vulnerable and honest enough to say, I like you, I'm nervous, you're fucking cute, I'm scared right now, what do you think she's going to do from that moment onwards? She's going to be honest with you. She's going to tell you how she feels. She's going to tell you what she wants and what she doesn't want. And all of you say that you want honesty and you want women who are honest and you want women that are loyal and all of that sort of shit. That's got to start with you. Trust has to come from you first. Don't just expect the other person to be honest and vulnerable and trust in all of that sort of stuff. You go first. All right, guys, that is a little bit of the insight of one particular woman that I hit on. Obviously, that is not every single woman, but it gives you a little bit of an insight. If you want to, any of the women that any of you approach or have approached in the past, and now you're dating or you're friends with them or whatever, why don't you ask them some similar questions to this? Ask them, what did it feel like when I approached you? What did it feel like to be approached? Any of you that have female friends, just ask them, how often do you get approached? What does it feel like when you get approached? And then leave those comments down below. And that might give some of you some insight into what it is like to be a woman who gets approached. And again, not every woman, they're not all the same. Holy shit, who would have guessed that? But you'll get a little bit of insight. Again, if you really want to understand women a little deeper, start asking them some questions. Talk to them. Stop assuming. Ask them questions. And any of you women listening, I know there's a bunch of women that listen to this channel. Same thing about men. Stop sitting around with your girlfriends, gossiping and trying to figure out men, and just fucking come ask us. We might look scary. I promise we're not scary. I promise we're really nice. We'll be nice to you. You're allowed to come and ask us questions that you've always wanted to know instead of sitting around there trying to figure us out from a distance. It's weird. It's fucking creepy. And both genders do it. They get the telescope out and they try and like spy on the other gender. And they're like, let's analyze them from 10 million miles away. Go over there and talk to them and ask them questions. All right, guys, if you want any more help with any of this, we have 2 coaching options. We got my big VIP coaching program where you get to work directly with me. We have payment plans. I can jump on a call with you and discuss it. That is down below. We also have the more affordable $200 a month VIP, sorry, not VIP, the $200 a month Abundance Collective, which is run by my coaching team. I jump in there every couple of weeks as well and help out and give some advice and all of that sort of stuff. That's down below as well. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, crush those goals, and talk to your fellow human beings. I promise you they're not as scary as they look. Again, Molly looked really fucking intimidating when she walked past me. And she was late for work too, so she was speed running. She was like walking really fast. She looked scary, but I promise she wasn't. I promise girls are often much, much, much nicer than you think they are, and they're going to be really nice to you.